All right, everybody. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining in tonight. I see Jake and Laurent. Welcome. We will give a few minutes for everyone to join in as well. But if not, we'll keep going. The waiting room is disabled. Let me just quickly disable that. So anyone can drop in anytime. So we'll keep continuing from here. Please note that you are muted at the moment, but please check your video and audio settings and be patient because you will soon be able to unmute yourself. And I really want this to be a two-way conversation. Let's check. We got everything's on time. Oh, by the way, it's a historic day for crypto today.
That's amazing that you chose today. Did you know that before?
No, I didn't know. I knew that it was going to be around 10 to 20, but I didn't know the exact date, but it's a nice surprise that it
true.
And everything went smoothly as well. So that's good news for everyone.
Yep.
Okay, let me just do a quick check and maybe I can start sharing my screen over here. I'll just share a small presentation. It's nothing big. There we go. Should load up any moment now. Can you guys see this? See the screen?
Yes. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, did you do like a green screen?
No, I think Zoom does this by itself.
Oh,
So
wow. So nice.
All right. Okay, everything's online. Things are recording. Okay, all good to go. So I'm gonna give a quick introduction and then we have our guest speakers who I can't wait to introduce. And these are some of the smartest people I've met in Web3 space right now. And I had the pleasure of meeting them personally. And okay, with the group that I'm creating, let's give a quick introduction, okay? A quick intro about me. My name is Jahangeer Ansari. Friends call me Jay. I am a digital marketing strategist and I work for a decentralized finance or DeFi company called Singularity DAO. And I study decentralized autonomous organizations or DAO and use artificial intelligence or AI for everyday business use. So that's a quick introduction about me. You can find with this QR code over here above, you can just throughout the call, maybe I'll give you some pieces of nuggets and information. And if you find it interesting or want to connect, you can always ping me here. Okay, let's start with who we are. Here are the 5 W's. First, we'll start with who. So who is this community for? This is a Web3 community for Web3 enthusiasts and professionals who are looking for like-minded people. What we are an online Web3 community. I want this to be primarily a online community because some of the smartest people in Web3 are mostly online and they prefer anonymity. Meaning they wouldn't preferably use their Web3 their real names, but they would use their Web3 names instead. But it doesn't mean we won't have any offline events and meetups. In fact, I already have a few VCs and sponsors who are interested in sponsoring personal events in the future. So we will have in-person events in the future. When it's going to be monthly, so this is going to be a Zoom call. I want this to be an easily accessible medium for anyone and anywhere from the globe. So there will be a web call, it will be a Zoom call, and it will be on some Thursday in the middle of the month. We're mainly on Zoom for online call, and we're going to use Discord for communication and coordination. And then in true Web3 fashion, we can make things interesting with VR games and metaverse. We can include that in as well, but we'll make it slowly introduce it to the community. Lastly, the why. This is very important. Why create this community and why now? Building a safe online community with anonymity sounds probably generic, but to put it simply, I just love creating online communities. I'm a gamer. I've created a ton of communities, pages, and groups. I just simply like bringing like-minded people together and watch the magic happen. And why now is because when the market is in a downtrend, it's this time when you find real enthusiasts. During bull markets, everyone is into Web3, everyone is into crypto, but this is the time for communities to come together and build for a brighter future. Yeah, in the meantime, if you have any questions, please just keep it in your mind or write it down, and we'll get to you, and we'll have an open mic and we can do a quick conversation at the end. Objectives. So what we can accomplish with this community. So I want to keep it very simple and brief. The main objective for me is to bridge communities. So I've met a lot of super talented people in this space, and I hope this community will help them grow even bigger. Filling knowledge gaps is one of the important things that I wanted to do as well. Like any Web3 project requires a vast range of skill sets. I hope this community would help bridge that gap. We even have some big recruiters and VCs that are interested in finding talents. So you never know. I'll just leave it right there. But if we have a community, there will be VCs and recruiters, and they will find some interesting bounties or some work connections might happen. Okay, what is Web3? Some of you might be here because you're totally new to Web3 and you're interested in learning Web3. So I just wanted to cover some basics before we start conversing with our guests. Let us start with the evolution of the web. Web 1 was from 1993 to 2004. People went online to share information, and users could only read informations. So this is where they called it read-only web. And then came Web 2. This is what we currently have right now, and most of us are aware of. And this is from 2004 till now. And mainly, this is where we have services where we can log in, use the services for free or paid while sharing our personal information. Now, Web3, it is a huge umbrella term. For me, it is networks and protocols where ownership shifts to the user. So for example, if I'm using a Web3 product, I'm rewarded with a token. And also in the Web2 world, if you're using a social media today, you're following your influencers and liking, sharing their content, which helps them out. But you and I as a user, we are not rewarded. But Web3 is going to change that. That's going to be the interesting part. Lastly, breaking the Web3 stigma. This is very important for me because most people, when they hear about Web3, they think of money grabbing scams. But I want to change that. I want people to instead see it as a technology that we should leverage, and it has immense potential for growth and good. Lastly, platforms. How do we connect and collaborate? Like I mentioned earlier, we can have this Zoom call every month, and we can collaborate on Discord. Discord is a great place if you want to learn and grow in Web3. You have to be on Discord, and so please scan this QR code, and there will be a link to a Discord channel, and you can join in, and that is where we can meet, greet, and collaborate. I'll be posting various events and links on this Discord group, and hoping that way we can connect with a lot of other partners and collaborators as well. So that's enough for the introduction. I think we're right on time. And we have some new people joining in as well. Thank you for coming in. Sorry if you missed some of the introductions. I will record this and I will put it on YouTube as well. You can go back and watch. I will send the link later on. But if you have any questions, please hold it or write it down. And at the end of the call, after the guest speakers have done with sharing their content, we can have an open conversation. Give a thumbs up if you can see the screen.
Does it work?
Okay.
Let me see. I guess Jay, did you stop sharing? Does it work now?
Yes, we can see your screen now.
Okay, cool.
I'm just trying to
Awesome.
bring Eric up. Eric is still muted.
Yeah, Karin will go.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
That sounds
That's nice.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us, Jay. So actually, we met Jay at our latest pop-up event at Caleb 11 Museum with a collaboration with Sandbox. So we've been like talking about what we do and then all the events that we've been putting up. So I guess we share similar values and also visions, because Genie Friends is like meeting your Web3 friends. So we believe that it's actually kind of like an interesting conversation between Eric and I, because Eric is a second-time founder. So he just looked into the space of Web3 since last year. And then I was also like had a tech background with some blockchain 101 courses for professionals to make it like layman terms, and because I'm not a technical person. So we're like, oh, so learning about Web3 and then going along the journey, it's quite tough if you go on your own. So why don't we actually build a learning community together for, say, entrepreneurs and creatives and developers to share resources and also build in the long term for the space, because we believe that once people are gathered together, there will be new ideas and also synergies coming up. So it's kind of like if you're in the startup scene, then you understand, oh, it's always about the people and always about the team and also the resources and network that you meet along the way. So we also want to create a kind of space like this for people to come together during this kind of like early adoption stage, because everything is still so new and early in Web3, and then there are so much unknowns along the way. So we've been doing we've started it for 7 months until now. So, because I'm a trainer myself, so we've been starting out with workshops and events to educate people with the 101 topics, like what is the ecosystem, and then what is Web3, and then how can you mint your own NFT as well. So we've curated more than 250 community members across different kinds of like brands in the space, like crypto.com, Polkadot, AX, NineGet, and also different kinds of like metaverse company. So we've also worked with some partners with our events to help the whole space and then also early adopters to transition into Web3. So the partners we've worked with is Sandbox and also an agency, and closely worked with Sandbox called Pengu, and also some co-working space like Garage Society. And then our focus is mainly on education, events, and also content, because we believe to bring the knowledge gap between Web2 and Web3, we have to do a lot of education and to bring the awareness among the public so that people who are curious about it wouldn't feel overwhelmed when they're learning about all the new news like the merge and then all the foundational knowledge. And we also want to do social, because meeting new people in the space, it could spark like new conversations. So there might be like new collaborations and projects coming up because of the event. And we are starting doing like content to feature our community members as well. We have a lot of artists and creatives in among us. So we want to spotlight them and also want to know what the founders are doing in the space. So this is something that we've started like education with Garage Society among like some 101 and 102 topics about the ecosystem, and then practical tips about minting your own NFT. And then before, I guess that was the first time that I met Jay as like at Garage Society when we partnered with a merchandise brand called Web3 merchandise brand called Trippy to do a virtual NFT gallery with 14 local artists to showcase their artwork in both like hybrid mode, like you can see it with VR, and also see it with like a printed artwork and also on merchandise in that way. And this is the second time we met Jay. So it's like the sandbox pop-up event that we also want to bring our community in to know the latest news in among the space. So what Sandbox is up to with the Alpha Season 3, and also how you can create your own fossil figure in the space. And later on, we worked with artists. So there is like artists in residence coming up in our space for the whole world building stuff to create a whole new world and also new stories. This is something interesting that we've done. So this is actually like the new creativity I love about the space. It's not only like you can create as an artist, but nowadays you can also create with codes. So this is like developed by Eric. Eric, do you wanna do a little bit intro about it?
Well, yeah, so we are quite close to the Cool Cat community in Twitter, and especially in Hong Kong. And then what we saw is like, so there are a lot of offline event gatherings, and when people take pictures and post in Twitter, usually they don't want to dox themselves, right? So they'll have to like cut the avatar and then cut out the body and just paste the hat onto the photo, right? And then so what we see is actually a quite a cumbersome process. Like you have to browse in on OS, download it, manage the files, and then do all the Photoshops. So we made a simple tool to automate that. And then another function is like we see they also like to have the avatar in the same picture online. So they call it a family photo. So let's say like if we are all cats like in this call, we could have one like family photo of like all our avatar in one picture, and so instead of like posing an event photo, we post a virtual get together event photo on Twitter. So that's the second function of this tool. You'll see in the GIF on the right. Yeah, so that's what this little tool is about.
Yeah, so this is super cool as like you are not only having like event photographers in real life, but we can also have a metaverse and also Twitter photographer like Eric, like taking photos with codes and use auto-generative way to do that. And then, yeah, this is some of our in real life events. So we want to bring our community from on-chain to off-chain. So as not only online and on Discord, but we also put up some in real life meetups so that they can actually meet each other to also put a face to the names and then know, oh, you've been the one that I've been talking with online for several months, and then now I can meet you. And then this is our latest initiative called Secret Dinner. So we believe in like sparking interesting conversation among different people. So we actually curate our guest list for the Secret Dinner thing. So everything is secret. You know the date, you know the time, and maybe you know the area. But until the day, you would only receive an email about the actual meeting place. And then you would show up with a curated guest list by us, you wouldn't know who you're gonna meet. So maybe next time if you join us, you could meet someone from Polkadot or someone from crypto.com or like Sandbox. So we will be having another one next Thursday. So still you have to apply for it. It's like we have to make sure all our guests are like quality guests. So feel free. I guess Jay is sending out a link. So sign it up and then apply for it. And then we'll have our dinner manager to contact you to say whether you're approved or you're on the wait list for the next one.
Yeah,
And
I've shared all the links on the chat, and
okay,
please feel
awesome.
free to check out.
Cool, yeah. And also nowadays we're growing with our community members and events. So we're actively looking for partners, either as like venue partner or community partner. So if you have a space, we'd love to host our events at yours, or if you have a community like, oh, they might be creative or innovative. I want to learn more about Web3, and we're happy to collab and see if there is any like new initiatives or ideas that we can brainstorm together. Yeah, so our team is kind of like a founders team and entrepreneurs coming together. We all have like Web2 experience, and Eric had a logistic company before, and yeah, he grew it into Southeast Asia region. And then myself is more on the education side. So you can see me doing a lot of workshop and then teaching the one-on-one stuff to onboard people. And then Jaden is he is an ex-VC. So he is more into like observing the whole space from the whole ecosystem view. And also he's our artist and storyteller now. So he's our good writer. So we'll be seeing new lore and stories coming out from Jaden as well. Yeah, and this is our socials and website. So feel free to check it out and then stay connected with us. So we are on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And also feel free to reach out to me and Eric on either Twitter or LinkedIn, and we're happy to get to know you more as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for
Okay.
sharing that beautiful presentation. Yeah, I attended a few of your events in person. So these guys are very professional, and they're doing this for a while now. They have been doing this for a while now, I'm guessing. So please do feel free to check out all their events. They are doing a great job, and I can vouch for it. Hopefully with this community we can grow together as well. So I'll try to bring in as many people as and I'll give you more exposure as well.
Thank you, Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, Jay has been an active member since we met at the virtual gallery.
Yes, and I'll be an active member.
Awesome. I believe you're also a
Happy.
connector among the space too.
Okay, thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah, I will stop sharing and then let
Yeah.
another speaker yeah,
Okay,
a little
so
bit about themselves too.
thank you so much, Eric, and thank you so much, Karin, again. It was great having you guys both. Okay, our next guest on the list is a very interesting person. So 1 second. So he's a physicist, a pianist, a polyglot, runner, poker player. If that doesn't interest you, he's also a crypto trader, investor, and an entrepreneur. I've had the pleasure of meeting him in person as well. So Johnny, please, you can turn on your camera if you can. Otherwise, here is your spotlight.
Hey, can you hear me all right? I'm outside, so sound might not be the best.
Yes, we can hear and we can see you, Johnny. Welcome to this. Thank you so much for joining the call.
Cool. Let me give you like a background for me first. Like when I was in crypto, I was like working at a crypto company called Paxful. They set up an office here in Hong Kong, and I was one of the earliest employees in Paxful. And after that, I went on to start a couple of projects myself, partnered with James Park with who is my partner for crypto, and invested in a lot of different crypto projects back in 2018, 2019, 2020, around that time. I also personally invest and trade myself. So did a lot of DeFi and yield farming back in those days when before the DeFi summer actually. So I explored also a lot of Web3 stuff like metaverses and so like Mana and Sandbox. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm here. And I also recently started this NFT loyalty program project. So yeah, it'll be cool to join in this community and share our ideas and communicate. Yeah.
That is awesome. I'm still very fascinated about how many things you have done so far. You're so young and you have already accomplished so much. And what do you think about the Ethereum merge that happened today? It must impact what you are doing so much, right?
Oh yeah. So I'm actually like, I was like viewing the merge video, and I was also trading the merge. Yeah, so yeah, there wasn't as much volatility that I expected,
Thank
but
God.
yeah, but the funding rate has like gone like negative on FTX, and I did some trades that yeah, pretty much I got some decent profit from that. So yeah, I'm pretty yeah, it's pretty cool. And after the merge, it's like another step towards decentralizing the chain. So it's not just a merge. So there's sharding, and there's also the purge soon. So after that, Ethereum would scale to a lot of chains, not just like decreasing the money supply, because the merge is not like a lot of people misunderstand the merge as cheap gas fees. The gas fee wouldn't go down until they do the sharding, which would be in a year's time. Yeah. So I'll be staying in the Ethereum ecosystem. And there's a lot of cool projects on Ethereum as well. Yeah, we'll be looking onto that. Yeah.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all the details, Johnny. Do you want to share any of your social media? Please feel free to drop in your Twitter or anything for the group where they can find you. If not, it's okay. And before I let you go, I wanted to ask one more question as well. Like between Ethereum and Bitcoin for the next year, which one do you think would bring in most yield, just in your own opinion?
Well, yield. There's no yield on Bitcoin unless you put it on exchange, and that's not the best management of private keys, right? So in Ethereum, there's a lot more options because DeFi is so much larger. So I'm looking more bullish Ethereum, and especially after the merge, there will be a while that you don't get you get actually like zero supply, because like you can't redeem your Ethereum right away. So I think it would be pretty bullish this year for Ethereum, and Bitcoin pretty much represents the whole crypto market. So as a trader, like we have to like look at correlations between the crypto market and legacy market, because now crypto has been so big. Like before, back then in 2019, I was like trading crypto. The broader market, the NASDAQ doesn't really matter, but now it's been correlated pretty much. So Bitcoin, I would say, would be influenced much more by the macro factors like the Fed interest rates and like CPI of America. And yeah, so have to trade macro, have to understand the world to trade Bitcoin. Yeah, but in the long term, I'm bullish on the crypto market in general. Bitcoin, Ethereum, the top two currency, no brainer. So yeah, but I'm more bullish on the Ethereum for this year. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your details, Johnny. It was very great to hear from you directly, and thanks for sharing your experience as well.
Yeah. So for socials, my Telegram is at IWVILK. I'll just post it. You just enable chat out. I can post it. Yeah.
Sure.
I gotta run.
It
Yeah,
on the chat, but
yeah.
feel free to correct me if I typed it wrong.
VI. IWVI. Yeah. All right. Cool, guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Johnny. Okay, we have one more guest. He is very interesting because he has created a NFT group. I did had a chance to meet him in person as well. His name is Rosh, and Rosh, if you are ready, please unmute yourself, and I will give you the stage over here. Hi, Rosh. How are you doing?
Hi guys. You can hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me, Jay. Nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Rosh. I actually met Jay in real life about a month ago at an NFT event that I hosted. So what I was doing in with this group is I've been interested in NFTs ever since July to 2021, and essentially my entire network in the space is online and on Discord. And I have a few friends here and there that are into the space. But when I recently went to Thailand this summer, I attended an NFT meetup over there, and apparently they've been doing it for a year now, or maybe longer. And there was like 100 people there that were all sharing the same interests. They were all either artists or devs, or they were just enthusiasts in the space. And I think the benefit of having that group, from what I saw, was that they were not only were they real life friends, but it was also easy to find, co-founders for your project. It was easy to find artists for your project. It was easy to find developers for your project. So it was just a place for people to come together that share the same interest in the NFT space. My personal journey in crypto and NFT started in 2013. I started dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, I think for like every month for like 8 years or 9 years, which is how I kind of accumulated my crypto bag, which I then kind of started putting into NFTs last year. And I just was fascinated by NFTs. I just thought it was so much more fun and engaging way of trading and making money. So that's why I kind of got involved in it. So my goal with the group in Hong Kong was to basically emulate what the guys in Bangkok were doing. And for the first event we had on Meetup.com, we had 30 signups, but we had about 11 people actually show up. So I think that's about the usual rate that happens for these events. And we're hosting the next event at Club DAO in 2 weeks, which is the first private members crypto club in Hong Kong. That'll be on Thursday, 29 September. And I think Jay will drop a link for the meetup group. So if you're free and if you want to hang out and drop by, talk to me, talk to other people who attend, you might be able to learn something, or you might be able to share something with the rest of the group. And essentially what we want to achieve is kind of sharing information and sharing connections so that it benefits all of us. And my personal experience in the space, other than just being a kind of NFT trader, is I was trying to kind of find little opportunities in the space where I could make a name for myself. So I have not doxed my Discord ID to anyone at these events, but basically what I do in the Web3 space is I was doing advisory for NFT projects. I was doing I was an outreach manager for several big projects. I can't name all of them, but a few of the communities that I was a part of were Kaiju Kings, Neo Tokyo, Gajira. So I was helping these guys get whitelist spots, amongst hundreds of different projects. So I probably brought tremendous ETH value to those communities because at the time the market was really pumping. And then I also started doing kind of agency work for NFTs. So if an NFT project was looking for artists or looking for devs, or if they were looking for collaborations, I was assisting them with that. So I'm pretty well versed in the NFT space. And that's only because I used to spend every night from like after my day job, I used to get home at 7 p.m., play with my kid, have my dinner with my wife, And then from 9 p.m. all the way up to like 3 or 4 a.m., I was on Discord talking to people, making connections. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this real life group, is because, you know, as I mentioned, all the connections I have are online. And I think it's much more valuable when you can actually connect to people in real life in the space and actually form those, you know, physical connections. Similar to what Karin was saying about, you know, putting a face to the name with the people you speak to online. So that's my goal with the group. I hope you guys can attend the next meetup. We plan to do it every single month, the last Thursday of every month, and the location is going to change. Sometimes it might just be a hangout at a bar or at a restaurant. Other times it might be doing an activity. So worst case scenario, you can still make some friends, even if you have nothing to, if you feel like you have nothing to contribute, you can always just make some friends who have similar interests and, you know, learn and share information with them. I think that's all I have to say, unless Jay wants to ask any questions.
Definitely, please don't hang up yet. Thank you so much for sharing about your group. It was wonderful meeting you and the rest of the group as well. And we were talking about a lot of NFTs that day. And by the way, Rosh has very successfully traded a lot of NFTs. So if you can give us like one project today, if you can recommend us that something these people can buy today, is there something you can give us, some small piece of nugget?
So I cannot give financial advice, obviously, but in my personal opinion, I'm not touching any NFTs right now because it's in a complete bear market. But I do have a plan. I would like to, I mean, obviously not everyone will want to or be able to do this, but there are a few blue chip NFTs that are on my radar that I'm just waiting for the right moment to kind of swoop in, because I do think a few projects will have, you know, longevity. Obviously Bored Apes is one of them, and most people are priced out of the Bored Apes, but there's also Mutant Apes there. But for me, the Bored Apes is always going to be the pinnacle of the NFT space, and it's always going to have the historic value. So if I ever feel like there's mass panic in the NFT market, that's the day I'm going to, you know, pick one up and hold on to it for dear life.
Awesome, awesome. Please ping me when you do as well.
Yeah, well, basically when there's blood on the streets and everyone's complaining about the market, that's the right time. And it's the same for crypto as well. You know, like I remember the day that I bought my biggest bag of crypto on March 5, 2020, when Bitcoin hit 3,900. And awesome. You can just tell at these moments, you know, when everyone's panicking, you know, this is the right time. So you have to wait for the real panic if you really want to get in at the bottom.
Exactly. That's advice from a real trader. Please give it up for Rosh here. Thank you so much, Rosh.
Well, nice to meet all of you, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, pleasure to have you on this call. That's it for today. I think we have all of our guest speakers already, so I'll open up the chat for everyone, and you can unmute yourself. And if you have any question, please feel free to ask, and I'll put it on speakers. Okay. So if you have any questions for me, for Karin, Eric, Rosh, Johnny, feel free to ask the question, and we will be able to answer. And if you're watching this after this call, I'll put the links, all the links that we mentioned in the call, under the description, so you can find them there.
I have a question for Johnny. He mentioned something about an NFT loyalty program. That's just an idea I had for a very long time. So I'd love to hear, you know, I'm just too lazy to implement it. So I'd love to hear someone who's actually doing it and how it's working, and just more about the project. So if Johnny could talk a bit more about the NFT loyalty program, that would be great.
Yeah, Johnny, a lot of people are interested in the loyalty programs and even memberships, setting them up in NFT. So it would be great if you have found some ways to manage this, or if you can help some other communities. Let us know if you can help us in some way, shed some light on it.
Yeah, sure. So like it's pretty much we're gonna make an NFT app that serves the SMEs, mainly restaurants and cafe bars in Hong Kong. So we want to make it so that it's easier for people to come and you expand the customer base by attracting these new group, like people who are interested in NFTs through this food and beverage industry. Yeah. Yeah. So we're thinking about ourselves. It's a pretty
You're breaking up a little bit.
So yeah, sorry. Yeah, so that's basically it. We're working on it. We're talking to different restaurants right now. So yeah,
So it's more like a B2B thing for now. So you're not doing it for external consumers, for example.
external consumers. It's a B2B2C business. So
okay, B2B.
So we're thinking, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're thinking of we're thinking of what business model should work. Yeah, we should get if you have like any ideas, like feel free to like have a talk with us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's
when
do
when
a
we
meetup.
let's do a
Rosh.
real life meetup. Like yeah. I'm sorry, like I have to get to somewhere, so
Oh,
yeah.
it's okay. Thank you so much, Johnny. Thanks for joining in. You must be busy right now, so feel free to disconnect if you have something else to do. And thank you so much for your advice. We'll connect on real life, by the way. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. I'll be here. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Karin, Eric, you guys have any questions for Rosh or me, or do you want to share anything else? Do you have any secrets still hidden in the bag? You guys are always busy. You guys have the best collaborations. Do you have anything secret coming up in the near future?
Yeah,
I'm just curious about the. Oh, sorry, Karin.
No, you go ahead.
I'm just curious about the burger place. Tell us more about the 8 burger place. First, you had your last meetup there, right?
Yeah, we hosted the last meetup there. Actually, I have no affiliation with it. I just walked by one day and I was in Central and I saw a Bored Ape, like a statue of a Bored Ape. So I walked in and they said it was a new restaurant called Bored Garden, sorry. And I met the owner. He apparently owns a couple Bored Apes and he was planning to buy another one, and he displayed them in his restaurant, and all the burgers are stamped with his Bored Ape. So, you know, it's pretty cool how people are actually utilizing the IP for their apes in real life. I just think that's what the Bored Apes kind of intended, and it's nice to see that people are actually doing that and taking initiative and starting restaurants, clubs, or other businesses using their IP.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So he has his own Bored Ape in neon lights on the top floor. So it was pretty cool. And I think he's using it in the right way, using the Bored Ape IPs to bring in people who are interested in NFTs. Maybe you guys should collaborate with them as well.
Yeah, if you guys want to
Yes.
contact, let me know.
Online,
I think they'd be happy to host you there for their next event.
Oh, I do. You got connected with the owner already.
Yeah, Jay can share my WhatsApp with you guys, and then you can I'll get you the contact and you can meet. They're very happy to bring NFT events in. So if you bring them a crowd of people, you know, for them it's introducing new people to their restaurant, so they'd be happy to do that, I think.
Sounds cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Anyone from the audience? I think we have a very quiet audience today. If you guys don't have any questions, we can wrap up the meeting today. Once again, thanks for Eric, thanks for Karin, Johnny, and Rosh. Thank you so much for coming in and helping me with this first call. But hopefully we'll be doing this every month. The next call will be on the 20th of next month. I'll post it up soon, and I'll also post this video up. If you guys need anything, you know where to find me as well. And before I end the call, I just wanted to let you guys know that there are over 4.8 billion internet users, and all of them are going to be using Web3, and it's going to be a huge space. If you're interested in it, get in now. There's so much ideas out there, and if you can connect the Web2 with Web3 seamlessly, you might be the next billionaire. So with that in mind, please feel free to connect with us, and do join the Discord community for more. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Jay.
All right.
Thank you,
Good night,
Jay.
guys.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice evening, everyone.